Croeso nôl I podlediad Moreton Hall. Mr. Jenkins ydw i. Welcome back to the Moreton Hall podcast. My name is Mr. Jenkins. So today we are talking to a group of athletes who are taking Moreton Hall all the way to the world stage. 6 talented players, current pupils, Lizzie gives a wave, Alexa Wilson, but also old Moretonian alumni Phoebe Jones, Ellie Jones and Coco Harpin have been selected to represent Wales at the World Lacrosse Championships in Tokyo. Pretty exciting, right? And joining them is the woman who's helped them guide the pupils on their journey, Carina Bates, who is head of lacrosse at Moreton Hall. We'll be finding out what it takes to earn an international call-up, hearing about the highs, the challenges and the friendships behind the sport, and discovering what they're most excited about as they prepare to compete against the world's best. And since they're heading to Japan, I will be testing their knowledge in an end of the podcast quiz. Yes, I am. And there may or may not be a little prize if they do well. So let's meet our first guests. So we have Lizzie, Alexa and Phoebe. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your experience of Moreton Hall's lacrosse, but also what it feels like to be selected to go and play for your country in Tokyo. So, Lizzie, are you ready?
Yes.
Have you done a podcast before?
No.
Well, your first podcast. Here we go. So, Lizzie, take us back to the moment that you found out that you had made the selection to play in Tokyo.
So it was quite a stressful week because on the day before I had my driving test and then I knew selection was coming out on the Wednesday and then my first A-level was on the Friday. So quite a lot of stressful events happening in the span of like 4 days. But I just got out of the shower and I was by myself and I looked at my phone and it was like the team sheet was there and I was like, because we've been doing it, like building up to it for so long, it felt like surreal that like I didn't actually believe that. I had to check so many times that my name was actually on it.
It's like this is like the cast list version of doing
actually,
a musical. So
like you don't believe that your name's actually on it.
So how long did it take you for that news to kind of sink in and you realise that actually you've been selected and you're going to represent your country in Tokyo?
I think it was when I saw one of my best friends in the corridor and I was like, oh my god, I made it, and we just both started like jumping up and cheering and like I was so excited, I was like about to cry, and I think that's when I was like, oh my god, I'm actually going.
Amazing. Well done. So you feel proud to be.
Yeah.
Okay. How many people were selected? Just imagine, I don't know much about lacrosse. I've watched a few games. I've been told off for shouting at the referees. I've been to schools, national lacrosse, but I don't really know too much about it. So just tell me and tell people listening, how many people are on this squad?
So we've got 22 people going, and then 2 reserves. Or is it? No, it's 2. 3 or 4. But
any of those reserves people we know, are they more Moretonians as well?
Annabelle Noble is one of them.
Annabelle?
Yeah.
Amazing. So we've got a huge representative of Moreton players. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. So you're one of 22 who are going to actually be playing in Tokyo.
Oh, and Hannah Legg.
And Hannah.
Hannah.
Yes, and Hannah. So she's on the reserve as well.
Yeah.
Gosh, so there's a huge amount of Moretonians taking part.
Yeah.
And who have, like you, have overcome that challenge and have been selected. It must be a huge privilege for all of you. Okay, thank you, Lizzie. So, Alexa, give us a little bit of background of what you've gone through to get to the point of selection. So for us in the theatrical world, we'd attend a first round audition, a second round, we'd get recalled. What is it in the sports world? What do you have to go through?
Well, for me it was a bit different because I wasn't like originally in the training squad. I was with the under-20s and I went to home mints with them, and then after that I went to a senior training session, which was really, really fun. And that was the selection for Tokyo.
So are there people on the side, like agents, watching your play? You've got to remember, people might be listening to this podcast not knowing anything about lacrosse. So how does one go about being selected?
Well, there's quite a big range of coaching staff, and it was a 3-day camp in Manchester. And then they just kind of watched us play for the weekend. But obviously for Lizzie and Phoebe it's quite different because they have been training towards it for quite a long time. Whereas I had just gone to that weekend. So it's quite a lot of...
So you must have impressed them, Alexa.
Thanks.
Is Alexa being humble?
Yeah, she was unreal.
Well
Thanks,
done,
guys.
Alexa. Okay, that's amazing. So you've attended a weekend event where you've played lacrosse, and people have been so impressed with you, the coaches have been so impressed that they've then selected you to play for the country.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
In the theatrical world, what would that be equivalent of?
Um,
Getting a lead role in one audition, maybe? It's outstanding. Phoebe, so you're currently on the coaching team at Moreton Hall. So we're staff members now. We're colleagues. Yeah. Although I did teach you at one point. So you're currently working at Moreton, but also playing lacrosse at this international level. When you look back at playing lacrosse at school, are there any matches that have a standout that you feel that match had a real impact on my development?
There's probably a couple of matches, 2 at the same tournament, but 2 different years. So in 2023, we lost in the final, and that, for me, built a lot of resilience and determination to be better, play better, and then lead on to winning that tournament in 2024.
So you went back bigger and stronger and better.
Yeah.
So that was at the school's national lacrosse championship. Yeah. I think people forget about how good it is to fail at something. And actually, when I was preparing for this podcast, this is my first podcast interviewing people. I've been on podcasts, but when I was preparing, I was thinking about the podcasts that I like. I love Elizabeth Day's How to Fail, and I love Nick Grimshaw's Dish, and they've all got kind of key features, but often their guests talk about failure. So did you feel that in 2023 that you'd failed at the end?
Not fail. We played to the best we could, but there was that little part at the end where we could have won, and that just drove us to
and you'd learned from not winning.
Yeah.
And then you went back and you had another match you wanted to talk about. What was the other match?
There was, again in 2023, there was Challenge Cup where we were up the whole game.
So pause. Challenge Cup. Remember, you know it, live it. What is Challenge Cup?
So it's basically
is this a tea drinking competition? What's happening?
It's where the top 8 schools from the previous nationals play all together at a tournament.
Okay. I know what this is. This the StoneX one? No.
No.
Okay. Forget that. I don't know what I'm on about. Okay. So Challenge Cup. Talk to me about this pivotal match then.
So this is again another match that we got so far in and then lost at the last minute, and that again as a team we just built so much more confidence together, and then we just went on to succeed.
And what do you do? Do you evaluate your performance?
Yeah.
How do you go from nearly winning, to then reflecting, and do you then spend time focusing on a certain skill? Enlighten me. What is the process?
I think when you're so close as a team and you go through a loss like that, it just makes you so much closer together, and then you all have each other's back just to go and win the next one.
Amazing. Lacrosse is quite I'm going to say, it's a stage, isn't it? It's a stage, yeah? If you didn't get the standing ovation on the one night, you work harder the next day. Love that. Lizzie, I've watched a fair bit of lacrosse, not a huge amount, but I have tried my best to get down to the school's national lacrosse or all the pitches at school. And when I'm watching you guys play, it almost feels that you're some kind of witch, and you've got some kind of you and the rest of your players, you've got some kind of special skill that you're able to read each other's minds. Because I've seen games when you are really shouting at each other and communicating, but then I've seen games where it's like you've got some telepathic qualities. how do you build that level of understanding with your teammates? You know, does it happen naturally, or is it something that is it because you're friends? Is that a strategy?
I think it's like because like your team, you're really good friends with them, so I think that also does like bring you closer and mean that you do kind of know what people are going to do. But also especially with like you guys, like we just train together like all the time, like, especially like we've been playing in the same team since for 4 years now. Like you just, because we train so much, and we all do Oxford, we all do Wales, and like you just know what they're gonna do, and you know what they want.
Predicting their play.
Yeah, and at Wales as well, like with all of the other players, you just start to, the more you train together, you start to understand what people want and like what you can do to help them do that.
Amazing. And you were lacrosse captain at school.
Yeah.
So when you are lacrosse captain at school, do you have to bring this up? Do you talk about this understanding of each other before you play a game? Is it part of your training?
I think at the start of the season, it's really important. It's much harder to play together because everyone is so good, but you get new people brought into the team, so you just everyone needs to figure out how everyone works. But then later on, that I'd say this season by like October, like you didn't need to talk about like understanding each other. You just did.
It's there. And
yeah.
I can see that when I watch. It's so inspiring to see you communicate like that. And the only comparison I have is like with a best friend who can read how I'm feeling. Or if someone's asked me a question I don't want to answer, my best friend could always knows what I'm thinking. Yeah. My wife as well. She's kind of that's amazing. We've got some really big sports people at Moreton. You know, only this weekend we had Isla McDonald playing golf at the such a high level. We've got Holly in your year, Holly Williams, motocross at such a high level. You guys playing lacrosse at this huge level. Do you feel that the school supports you in managing your commitment to your sport but also your academics, Alexa?
Yeah, definitely. I think because it's so like we play so much sport at school, like most days, and we all fit in lessons and all of that kind of thing. It's really easy to fit it all in because it's all like in the same place, and the teachers are really like committed to make you like help it work. So
the teachers and the school read timetables sometimes, make sure that you can fit everything in.
Like preps, you can ask to have it a few more days to do it if you can't.
If you can't do
like
it.
Been playing a training weekend.
Yeah.
And
Is
if
it always there for one-to-one?
Yeah.
Oh really? If you miss a lesson because of your sporting activities, how do you catch up to your?
They're really helpful with like sending you the work or like meeting up with you and stuff. It's really good.
It's really easy.
Fantastic. Okay, a quick fire round.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to point at you and you have to give me your answer straight away. No thinking. Okay.
Okay.
You're clearing your voice. Ready for it? Are you, Alexa?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Quick fire. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Alexa. Then we'll go Lizzie and Phoebe. Next question. Happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is the most likely to miss their flight?
In the Wales squad?
Yep.
Brent?
Liv Williams.
Probably Bryn.
I don't know these people, but I hope they're listening. Who is most likely in your school lacrosse team now? Okay. And this is when you were in school lacrosse team.
Okay.
Who is most likely to sleep through breakfast?
Ooh.
Alexa, quick!
Oh, come on. Zara.
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 And in your year, think back.
Carina Henshaw.
Sophie Graham.
Sophie Graham.
Sophie Graham, yeah, little mention to
Definitely.
Sophie. Okay, and now in your Wales squad, now I hope this doesn't happen, but
God.
who is the most likely to lose their passport?
Ooh, maybe Lizzie.
Yeah, I'd say I've lost my phone in an airport, so probably me.
Backing yourself.
Ooh. Probably Willie, because she left her mouthguard in Sainsbury's. So
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope that the team are listening, and perhaps most importantly, I hope that nobody loses their mouth guard in Sainsbury's or loses their passport or misses their flight.
Yeah.
Before we put everyone to the test in our end of podcast quiz, I'm delighted to welcome the person who's helped guide so many of these players on their journey, head of lacrosse at Moreton Hall and Wales lacrosse coach, Carina Bates. Welcome, Carina. Now, we're colleagues, but this is quite a rare occasion that we get to sit down with each other. You're usually in a really damp field in the middle of the school, or in another school, or another damp field in the middle of somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm usually in a beautifully heated theatre. But here we are. How exciting is this that you and these pupils are off to Japan?
Oh, it's hugely exciting. I mean, it's a huge honour and a privilege for me to be going, but also to be going alongside, a colleague, OMs, and also 2 current students is just huge. It's amazing.
I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. Tokyo, fantastic. Carina, you've coached many talented players over the years, but to see 6 Moreton Hall athletes and 2 on the reserves as well be selected for the World Championship squad in Tokyo, that's just remarkable. What does that say in your opinion? And at this point, you can be, you can celebrate the excellence that you and the rest of the team have created. But what does that say about the culture of lacrosse at Moreton Hall?
I mean, it's a remarkable achievement for any school, I would say. But for a school of our size, we're only small, really, and particularly when we go up against some of the other sort of big lacrossing heavyweights, we're very small. And so to even have had 1 OM or, past or current student would be huge. But to have 6 out there is just remarkable, really. And I think what it says is a couple of things. We always give... The players can play a lot of lacrosse at Moreton. We obviously love to play lacrosse at Moreton Hall, so that's the first thing. They can play as much as they want. They can practice a lot. We give them access to as many opportunities as we can. And I think we do a really good job as well of providing a culture that mimics as closely as possible, what it's like to play at that elite standard. We do push them a lot. They train really hard, and they're often put in high pressure situations competitively. And we support them as well holistically to make sure that they've got everything they need, not just on field but off field. And it's not always plain sailing, they have their ups and downs, and I think we do a really good job of supporting them through that. But yeah, it's incredible, and we're very proud of all of those 6 players and the 2 reserves as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, as a member of staff at the school, on the sidelines watching what you're up to as the lacrosse grows every year, it amazes me that there's pupils joining the school who have never played lacrosse, but within a small amount of time you've got them there wielding the what do they call it, a stick? I think that's absolutely amazing. That says a lot about the culture of lacrosse and sport overall at the school. It's amazing, and you see things in students that you might not see in a traditional classroom setting on the sports pitch. You see that teamwork and the level of communication that they have with each other, and actually just the overall love for each other. I think that is absolutely remarkable, and that for me is quite rewarding when I see that, because I feel that everyone in the school has contributed to these students being able to have those qualities. But while we're talking about most rewarding things, what is for you, what has been the most rewarding part of your job?
That's a tough question. I think it's the sort of people you meet and the relationships you forge and the journeys you get to sort of watch unfold. Phoebe, who you've just spoken to, obviously started as a student. She was part of our, Mighty 13 that won the national title. Then she was MVP. Now she's one of our colleagues. And just seeing the journey of some of these players and what they go through and getting to know them. And, as you say, we kind of get a different side to them in sport sometimes than you might see in the classroom. We spend a lot of time with them. We go on trips all over the country. And I think it's really special to be able to help support them,
because they're all different as well, and they all got different requirements, different niggles and stuff like that we need to help with. But I think it's the people that's probably the most rewarding part, is the people you get to share a little bit in their journey and help them to achieve these things, which is really special, and see them grow from maybe, you know, when we might have seen them in year 7, and then we've seen a little bit of raw talent and all of that, and then you see them develop into these athletes that are remarkable, you know, international athletes playing on the world stage, is quite a remarkable thing to kind of watch unfold as it goes through.
This is a huge thing. These girls are going to be playing for their country against some of the world's best. Am I right?
Yeah.
And televised? Would it be?
Yeah.
So all of the skills that they've learned in school, but all the skills they've learned in your coaching and the sports coaching are going to be evident. You know, visually evident. We'll be able to watch it. Personally, I recommend anybody going to watch lacrosse.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it until I started coming to watch the girls play lacrosse, and I just said to those, it's just like another stage, really. It's my equivalent of a theatre.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. Now, when you're standing on the sidelines in Tokyo, will you be able to kind of switch your coach's brain off for a moment and just simply enjoy what we just talked about? Or will you always have, because I know you, I know that you, I'm not going to say you're a perfectionist, but you've got really high standards, and it's those standards that are matched by the pupils that make them, you know, really improve quite quickly.
Yeah.
Will you be able to take a step back and think, just enjoy the moment being in Japan, at the World Championship lacrosse?
Yeah. I think there's bound to be moments, I guess, when we're in the middle of playing, once I'm on a sideline, wherever I am, once, you know, that whistle goes and we're sort of in game mode, my brain is pretty focused on that, and it's where I'm in my sort of own, sort of, probably a bit like you being on stage or whatever. I'm very focused, but I think there'll definitely be moments, you know, things like the opening ceremonies, or often when we walk out together for the first game. So we walk out, and actually, interestingly, just because of Lizzie's shirt number, she stands next to me when we walk out and line up.
Nice.
And then, you know, we sing the national anthem together, and we kind of have our arms around each other. And it's moments like that, maybe, where you just have that second to take it all in and think, you know, wow, I'm in Tokyo, first of all, which is a huge experience in itself. I'm sort of head coach of this national team that I'm remarkably proud of, and I'm also stood next to, you know, one of my students who's just been our first team captain, and I've also watched her go through her whole school career, and she's now, you know, smashing it on the world stage, playing for a women's national team at just 17 years old, which is remarkable. So I think there may be little moments like that where I can just, you know, take a deep breath and take in my surroundings and really think about it before getting back into game mode when the whistle blows.
Soak those moments up, because you, like the students, have earned every moment, so enjoy them. If you are a pupil now, not currently at Moreton Hall, and you love lacrosse, why would you come to Moreton Hall, and how can you get into Moreton Hall in a lacrosse route?
I think if you love lacrosse, there's only one school to be at, really, certainly in this part of the country, and that is Moreton Hall, because it is like an infectious culture here. It almost makes our job quite easy, because the girls love it, so we don't have to sort of drag them out to practice or make them. Often they'll be asking for more practices, or they want to go to more matches, because they just love it so much, and that culture is really infectious, I think. And then when you've got, you know, students like Lizzie and Alexa who are current international players, and then we have girls arriving in year 7 or whatever, and they can see that path and that trajectory, and they often look up to them and think, wow, I want to be like her in a few years. So you know, I think it's definitely the place to be if you want to play. We play as much as possible, we go all over the country, and we love it, and it's certainly more accessible than I think people realise, you know, because we're quite unique in our own little spot in Shropshire. But we've now introduced our lacrosse scholarship programme, and we've had a couple of students come through our lacrosse scholarship programme who are hugely talented and have not looked back since joining, and we always welcome students who are interested in that, and we always sort of say, just come along and try. We're very open, you know, we'll let you come for a taster day or whatever, or even come to one of our events. Like this Sunday coming, we've got our first prospect day, where We've got around 40 different students from other schools who are coming just to get some sort of expert coaching. We've got some guest coaches and stuff, but also if they're interested in a scholarship, we have the opportunity to kind of watch them and meet them, and they also have the opportunity to come and see what it's all about, see what Moreton's like, see what lacrosse at Moreton is like, and experience it, because I think that's the best way to really know if you want to do something, is to go and try it out.
So it seems like it's very much an open door.
Yeah,
anybody
definitely.
can come at any point and experience some lacrosse. I love that you talk about the younger girls looking up to the older girls, and that see it, be it quality. I find that is everywhere in Moreton. Our boarding system, where Stables and Pilkington Boarding House have year 7, 8, 9 and 10 in. I see the year 10 pupils looking after the year 7 pupils. See it, be it is everywhere in the school, and the students look to their teachers as well. I think that's really brilliant.
I mean, just at the moment we're still carrying on with lacrosse practice over the summer, but we've got the likes of Alexa and Lizzie trying to get like the year 7s come, and they're all sort of training together because it's out of season, so they all kind of get together, and it's really lovely to see a player like Alexa who's really helping one of our year 7s, maybe playing catch with her and giving her little tips and stuff like that. And you can see them sort of, at first they're a little bit tentative because they're like, oh my, I can't play with her. But then they start playing together, and our girls are so welcoming and supportive to younger students. It's a really nice thing to kind of watch, and it actually brings them on as well, a lot of the year 7s.
And that's the beauty of our setting as well.
Yeah.
This kind of family orientated school setting that's surrounded by countryside.
Yeah.
It has been absolutely inspiring to listen to you speak, just listen to the girls speak, but also to hear the passion for the sport, but also for Wales.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we're not quite done yet, but get your thinking cap on, because we are nearly at the time where we do our end of the podcast quiz. So we're going to bring in all of the players, and we're going to do a short quiz where there may or may not be a small prize. So we are at the end of the podcast quiz. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Now, there's a little prize at stake here, okay? If you get 4 questions right, you'll all get to take home a Kit Kat. I know, but there's a significance of the Kit Kat. We'll talk about that in a little while. Hopefully, someone's clocked it. This could be a clue. Okay, so what we're going to do, as a team, you've got to get 3 out of 6 questions right to get the coveted Kit Kat.
Ready?
Are we ready?
Yeah.
So, it's all about Tokyo, naturally, because that's where you're going to be playing, okay? So, question number 1. Which of these animals can you find freely roaming on the streets of a famous Japanese city? Is that just an itch, or do you know that?
No, that
okay.
was just an
A. Monkeys. B. Deer. C. Penguins. D. Foxes. 5, 4,
I think
3.
it's deer.
Yeah, I think it might be deer.
Lizzie, you're correct.
Wow.
It is. In Nara, they are considered sacred and wander freely around visitors. So there we
Well
go.
done.
I think it was actually you who said it first.
Well
I did
done.
whisper it to
Okay.
her, but that's okay.
Question number 2. Japan is famous for its vending machines. Sounds crazy, but it is famous for its vending machines. Approximately, how many are there across the country? A. 50,000.
Be a lot.
B. 500 million.
Let's go to the top one.
C.
500.
500,000 maths.
Yeah.
500,000.
Million.
C. 5 million.
Oh.
C is 5 million. D. 15 million. 5. 4.
5 million.
Okay, you need to come together.
5 million.
5 million. I think
B
5.
originally, but then
Maybe.
don't know what the
5
I don't
million,
know.
I think.
It's definitely high.
Yeah, it's definitely
Is
not
it
500
500
million.
million?
Okay, what are you
I
going
think
with?
5 million.
5 million.
You're correct. Well
Thank
done.
you.
5 million vending
That is a
machines.
lot.
That's a lot.
Wait, I thought there was only 3 options.
Okay.
You must have missed
Question
it.
number 3. What is the name of Japan's famous high-speed train network? A. Bullet Rail. B. Shinkansen. C. Hyper Express. Or D. The Tokyo Flyer. 5.
Isn't there a movie called like Bullet
4.
Train? This is probably not a good
3.
thing to
B.
base it
I
on.
reckon
2.
B. I don't want to say it incorrectly, but I reckon it's B.
Have you had sight of my quiz? So-
Getting them all, me.
Oh, yeah, we
Cats.
probably should have guessed.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm lucky a
I
bit.
just didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it wrong, you know?
Question number
Yeah.
4. Which sport originated in Japan? A. Karate. B. Rugby. C. Lacrosse. Or D. Cricket.
A.
I'm writing better quizzes in the future. All right, so you're into the
We've
kick.
won,
You've got the
guys.
kick.
We've
This
won.
is just for
But
fun
we
now.
need a clean sweep. Come on.
Of course you do.
let's
We're a
Of course you
competitive
do.
bunch,
No,
obviously.
naturally. Okay, question number 5. If it's 10 a.m. in the UK, roughly what time is it in Tokyo?
okay,
Wait, during the World Championship. Now,
It's 8 hours.
Eight
ahead.
Yeah,
hours.
8
Yeah,
hours
8
ahead.
hours
So
Is
you
it
go
A?
back.
2 p.m. B. 5 p.m.
It'll be
C. 6 p.m.
yeah.
D. 10 p.m.
6.
6 p.m. Should have made this quiz harder.
We've done our research.
You've done your
Yeah.
research. But there's a bit of a change to that question because actually, if it wasn't British summertime,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been 9 hours.
Oh.
Got it? Yes. Okay, the end of the podcast quiz bonus question.
Right.
What
Good
food
one.
is traditionally eaten for good luck
Oh,
before exams and competitions in Japan? Because if its name sounds similar to the phrase "you'll surely win," is it A. sushi, B. ramen, C. Kit Kat, or D. mochi?
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
It is Kit Kat,
That
but do you
doesn't
know?
sound
but do you know
anything
why?
like
Yeah.
you're
They
going to
love
win.
Kit Kats in Japan.
You're
You can
going
get
to
all
win.
They
I don't
sorts.
think
do.
that's what it's
The
called.
reason, Lizzie, is because it sounds similar to the phrase "kitukatsu," which means "you'll surely win," which you guys will surely win.
Surely.
And there are over 400 varieties of Kit
There
Kat.
are. There's so
Yeah, there are
Take one.
so many.
Thank you.
So
Yay.
fill your suitcases, please. I'm expecting.
We'll bring you a good one back.
Yeah, we've got
The
this.
most
Can I have
unique
yours?
flavour.
We've got this recorded on a podcast, guys. It has been absolutely brilliant to hear you speak. Be quiet, please, Lizzie.
Getting into it
Not on the
already.
way home.
Patience,
It has
patience.
been really brilliant to listen to you talk about lacrosse, but also about Moreton Hall and the culture of lacrosse at Moreton Hall. Thank you so much for acing the quiz, but also being so open and honest with your answers to my questions. So that's it. That's the end of our podcast. So, Kitukatsu, Kito Katsu, and Paul Lucky Gumri, which means good luck to Wales.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we hope to see you, or you can listen to us again soon. Bye bye. Give them away.